Is it worth opening a box of Star Wars Unlimited? That's what we're talking about today. We're going to open up a couple of boxes here so you can get a nice look at what is inside of them. And we're going to talk about the different things that you can get. And we're going to talk about what you should be thinking about for when you're trying to decide if it is worth buying one and opening it for yourself. So starting off with the basics, in each box of Star Wars Unlimited, you're going to find 24 packs. If you're able to open it, you will find 24 booster packs within it. And in these 24 booster packs, each one contains 16 different cards. As you can see there, it's written right on the pack. There's 16 card booster packs, and each pack is random. So the cards you're going to get in there, they're randomized. There's no guarantees for specific cards that you'll get. And you actually start off the beginning of your pack, you're going to get a leader card. And so your leader card, of course, this is what you need to be playing Star Wars Unlimited. You'll not have a hard time finding these. It is nice that one comes in every single pack, followed by a base here. And here you'll see sometimes your cards, they will either be a regular version or what they call the hyperspace version variant. And these can be found, they're supposed to be about 2 for every 3 packs. And we're going to keep track here for the whole box so you can see exactly how many we get of those and everything else. And then here, after your leader and your base, you're going to be followed by a pile of commons. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So every pack should have 9 commons in it, followed by 3 uncommon cards. And so you can tell the rarity of the card by looking at the bottom right corner. The commons had a C on it, and then the uncommons have a U. And so there should be 3 of them, kind of nice fun ones there. And then after your uncommon, here's where you're going to hit a slot that's either a rare with the R symbol or a legendary with the L symbol. Now again, any of these cards can come in a hyperspace variant, and then at the end of each of your packs, card number 16 is going to be a foil. And yes, the foils look good, and the foils can be hyperspace cards as well. Now I've moved some cards around a little bit here because I'm going to want to highlight the hyperspace cards that we get, and then of course the legendaries. When we do find them, we will get there. We're going to start off here pack 2 with Emperor Palpatine, a nice fun rare Sith leader. Look at that guy, he's really cool. Fun to have that. And again, it's nice, you do get a leader in every pack and a base. And as we said before, of course, what you get in here is random, so you never know what you're going to get. That is part of the fun, but also part of what makes it scary for some people when they're thinking about buying a box. Here we're hitting our uncommons. Yoda, always good to see Yoda, followed by, look at that one, Power of the Dark Side. These hyperspace cards, they look very, very cool. Look at Vader there having a good time. The other guy is not our rare You're My Only Hope, oh Leia, and then our nice little Cloud City Wingguard foil. Now as you're deciding whether or not to get a booster box for yourself, you really want to start by asking yourself the question, what do you want to get from a box? There's a lot of things that you do and don't get when you open a box of Star Wars Unlimited or any other TCG for that matter. And so the first thing, like we said before, these cards, they are randomized. And so that means that if your goal is to build a very specific constructed deck, right? You've got an idea in mind for a certain aspect you want to build or a leader you want to build, and you want to get the right cards pulled together, then buying a box is probably not the right thing to do. It's not the right place to go, because you know what? There's so many cards in this set. We got a nice rare here, Ewing reinforcement, that it's very difficult. Oh man, look at that foil. Cool, shiny one, don't get cocky. It's very difficult to actually pull the specific cards that you want to build your deck, and especially if you want to get all the copies you need for them, right? You need to get 3 usually for some of those big cards, especially legendaries. And those legendaries, so far we've opened a few packs and haven't seen one yet. So as you can tell, if you're just trying to build one specific deck, then no, buying a box and opening it is probably not what you're looking for. Here we go, a nice bounty hunter crew. It's our first regular common hyperspace one, followed by, Baze, Vanguard, Ace. Prepare for takeoffs, and there we go. Speaking about finding hits, Boba Fett, one of the best legendaries that you can get in the game. So we're very, very excited to see that. We're gonna move him up here into our legendary row. We're gonna see how many we get in this box. On average, legendaries in their normal form, they're supposed to show up about 1 in every 8 packs. So hitting 1 so far is nice. Look at that Krennic. These ones are very cool. These are fun cards to have for your leaders in their hyperspace forms. Sorry for that pause. We threw this card on the ground. That chopper base just went flying. I'm gonna go through this pack, and I'm actually gonna pause there and share a little bit more about what you should think about. Forced Surrender, Lieutenant Childson, Pirated Starfighter, Jeddah City, that's okay, and then a little Reinforcement Walker, very nice. So again, if you're looking to find specific cards like that Boba Fett, you probably don't want to just crack packs to find it, because the chances of getting 1 or 3 of them is very low. You're gonna have to open a lot of boxes to find those cards, which again is important for why you ask yourself the question, what do you want to get from the box opening experience? And so then I like to ask myself, how much do I actually enjoy the box opening experience? Now for me personally, I enjoy it a lot, which is why it's hard for me to open the packs and talk at the same time, because I get so excited about seeing what's in there, what can be the next card. So I like to suggest to people, especially if that's one of the big reasons for why you want to do it, why you want to open packs, because you like that experience. First, go online and watch some other people do some box openings. You're doing that right now, right? And as you do that, you're going to see that some box openings are great. They're really good. Others you're going to see are bad. And then take some time, pause, be honest with yourself, and ask yourself the question, will you be okay opening a bad box? Will you be okay with that? Because if, and I know this box is not going to be bad because we've already got Boba Fett, but if you see a box that looks really bad and you're like, man, I really, really would just feel terrible getting that, then probably opening boxes is not the place to be. It's not the place to go, because more often than not, your box is not going to be the biggest, most amazing box. So look at some real examples, watch people do that. Don't get too caught up in all the amazing boxes you're going to see on YouTube, or even just cool, good ones like this, because there's going to be a ton of hype and different things, and you can get caught up in that. Just make sure, are you okay with getting the not so great box, right? Then look at this cool capital city. As you kind of move past for that, ask yourself, what kind of value are you looking for other than just the opening experience, right? When it comes to these cards, sorry, I got to put that in that hyperspace pile. When it comes to a couple of packs that you get from a box, you can have a ton of play value within it. What I mean by that is, so with one box, you can sit with 8 people and play a draft, where each of you get 3 packs, you open cards, you take turns taking cards from it. Look at that, Spark of the Rebellion and TIE Fighters. And from that, you know, if you split the cost of a box between 8 people and you do a draft, you're going to have a lot of fun with that. And it's going to be worth the small amount, again, of a box divided by 8. It'll be worth it. You're going to get the value back from that just from the experience. And on top of that, you have the option, you have the possibility of maybe even getting some money back on a box. So you can do it that way with a draft, or, you know, sealed. You can do 4 different sealed pools from this. So you can do it with 3 other people. Or you can just, you know, you and one other person can each do it twice, and then you can combine those sealed pools so that you have bigger sealed pools to play with. There's so much fun you can have. Check out this, K2S. Oh, see, I'm having fun just opening and looking at the cards. That's a nice hyperspace one, a very nice hit, followed by Lando. Cool pack, very cool pack. But again, now imagine if I was drafting this or using it in a sealed pool, it would be even that much more fun of, somebody got Boba Fett, somebody got K2SO. It just adds to the value that you get from opening a box if you're going to play with it. And you know, some people will only stop and think about that as draft or sealed, but honestly, you can just have a lot of fun. If you have one box, your friend has a box, or again, only if 2 of you split a box, You can have a lot of fun playing for a long time, making a lot of different decks, and you can just enjoy the experience. And you do have the opportunity, getting that box, of getting some cards worth more than the box. Though again, it's not very common. Look at that though, cool. Very cool hyperspace foil Death Trooper. These hyperspace foils, they are not common. They are pretty rare to find in your packs. Now I can't use the word value. Ooh, look at that Grand Inquisitor. I'm gonna get caught every time by these cool looking cards, these cool leaders. But you can't get caught up talking about value and then just ignore the monetary aspect, of course, of TCGs. And for a lot of people, when they're thinking about buying a box, they're thinking about, one, can they actually make money off the box? And then two, can they just kind of break even with the value on the box so then it doesn't feel so bad even if you don't get the perfect list of cards you were hoping for. Look at that, cool. Is that Chimera? Very nice rare. Nice looking rare in that one. And so here's the honest truth, which again, most people who've been in TCGs for a while know this, but it's a good reminder for all of us. And then if you're brand new, it's good to think about too. But most boxes, the value of the cards within the box will be less than what you paid for the box. Again, that's not going to always be true, but that will most often be true. And part of that is because the boxes that really are worth a lot more than the box, they're worth quite a bit more than the box, and they're very far and few between. So when you do hit that showcase leader, kind of the value of that, it costs what? A lot of them right now are above $200. There you go. Most of them are, I should say. There you go. Very cool hyperspace. Getting those in leaders is awesome. Would love to see a foil one. But because those cards, those showcase cards, and some of the really big hyperspace legendary foil Vaders are so valuable, their price kind of gets, the value that's put into them gets pulled from other boxes. Because, you know, if every box was giving you more monetary value than it would from keeping it sealed, well, every box is going to get opened, right? And at that point, then the price will run down on all the singles. Most of the time, you're not going to get your money back. And again, that's okay, especially if you are thinking about how much fun you're going to have playing the game and how much time you spend to get that value from it. Then it's okay, right? It's okay if not every box, not every pack gets you back exactly the money you put into it. Speaking on value, here we are, we're halfway through this first box that I'm opening, and we've only hit one legendary so far. So we are a bit behind from where we would like to be. We would love to have at least two at this point. This is probably where you should be. But again, the packs are randomized, so you will open some boxes that have less than 4 legendaries in it. Some of them might have 3. I opened a box the other day that had 6 of them in it when you include the foils in different pieces. So every box is different. Gosh, look at this cool redemption. These spaceships, I love these big rare spaceships and the legendary ones. They're all very, very nice. Now, because here, Spark of the Rebellion, this is the first set for Star Wars Unlimited. Sometimes first sets for games can hold value in their singles a little bit longer than some other sets do. They can also have some more swings, in part because, again, it's the first set. So if somebody's looking to get into Star Wars Unlimited, buying a sealed product or singles, this is the only option, right? They're not going to be thinking about, should I get a different set? If they want to play this game, these are the cards that they're going to buy. And so that can help hold the price up a little bit for singles and for the sealed boxes. And it's also, again, because it's the beginning, this is the time when the majority of people are going to be trying to get into the game. So this is the time, there's going to be the most new players hopping in Star Wars here in the next couple of months. And so that does help keep the value up for this, it should help keep the value up for this first set a little bit longer than maybe some sets coming after this. Heroic Sacrifice again. Oh, we're getting nervous here on legendaries. Hopefully we're gonna have a pile of them at the end, or otherwise, ooh, a 1 legendary box would be a little bit scary. There we go, we got another hyperspace leader here, Grand Moff Tarkin. Of course, we'd love to see one of those really big fancy showcase cards, but they only happen in about 1 in every 12 boxes. So that's not going to happen super often for us, but when it does, it's extra fun. It is very exciting when it does. So then the question is, if you're thinking, yeah, I do want to buy a box, I do want to find that cool Luke Skywalker, because when you open it and you pull it for yourself, it just feels a little more special than going over, to an online website like TCG Player and grabbing it. Look at that, we got 2 legendaries now. We're back on track. But if you decided you're going to buy a box, then you start to think about when should you get it? And in general, buying a box closer to release is going to be better than waiting a bit if you're thinking about kind of the monetary value. And that again is because even though it's the first set, most of the time the prices are going to be higher across the board for all the cards in the set at the beginning of a set's release. The more people who decide they want to get boxes and open them and find, oh my goodness, they're hyperspace Darth Vaders, the more of these that come out, right? The harder it is for them to maintain their value. But boy, this is, oh my goodness, look at this with the Saga Rare behind it, Syndicate lackeys. And so here's actually something interesting. Sometimes one of your uncommons is going to get replaced by a rare or a legendary. I don't think it was supposed to be that way, but I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with Darth Vader hopping in there. Now this is, oh my goodness, this is a very good box. So, I mean, check it out. Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. For legendary pulls, it does not get much better than that. If we hit a showcase, I mean, I guess we could do that, but this is about as good of a box as you could get. But even now, probably those cards are pretty close to their high prices. Now again, because this is the first set and we don't really know what's going to happen here with Unlimited, there is possibilities for cards to go up. Look at that Bodhi, very cool. And another hyperspace foil General Veers. These packs, they're fun to open. They're very fun to open. So there is the possibility, if the game gets super popular and there's not quite enough boxes out there and a lot of people want to play Darth Vader, his card could go up. Boba Fett's card could go up even more. Luke, any 1 or 2 cards can go up in price as time goes by. But in general, the majority of them are going to feel or be more valuable now than they are going to be in the future. It's just kind of how TCGs go in general. Ooh, Obi-Wan Kenobi. What a fun box. What a very fun box here. Now the value too is in part just because there's more excitement, right? There's a lot more excitement opening boxes at release. So that's another thing to consider for yourself too. Again, if you're more familiar with other TCGs, sure, it can be go back. Not sure. It definitely can be fun to go back and open up a box from an older set, but it's never quite the same. It's never just quite that same excitement as when you open it when it first came out. It's one of those things in life that, the nostalgia can be there, but it's not quite the same. Check out this Command, our 4th legendary of the box, followed by an Imperial Interceptor, one of my favorite common foils there. Very cool. I'd love to get the hyperspace version on that one. But those are the main points that I wanted to bring up for what you should consider when you're thinking about whether or not you should buy a box. Are you going to play with it? Can you do some fun with that? Because, man, if you play with a box like this, even if you don't quite make it out on the money side, on the back end, it feels worth it. The amount of fun that you have, to me, is very, very much worth it. And again, if you're thinking on the money side, I wouldn't get too concerned or too caught up in trying to get the most money from buying packs or boxes. This one is a bad example for that because we're doing very well. We're getting our money back on this box, but we'll open another one just to hopefully, well, I don't know if I want to say hopefully, but potentially show you maybe a worse box. Let's put it that way. This one has been very, very kind to us. But now that we've kind of moved through some of those basic things, it'll give me some more time here to pause. You can take a look at Count Dooku sneaking in here. He's a fun rare, followed by a soldier. We got 2 more packs left. After I finish opening these packs, I'll go through, I'll count out the hyperspace cards for you, give you a kind of another look through those. We got Leia Organa. Look at this. This happens frequently, I believe, just from a couple boxes I've opened, I've seen this a few times. You've got the hyperspace leader followed by a hyperspace site. Base, I should say, and it looks like we've got another hyperspace in the back there. So these hyperspace cards, we got one in the middle. This is going to be a 4 hyperspace card pack. The probe droid looks great. So they are not evenly spread amongst the packs. A little 7th sister, very cool. Ooh, and a distant patroller of foil hyperspace. Very nice. So the nice thing about getting a box is, again, it's not going to perfectly even out your distribution, but you're not going to be the guy who buys the 1 pack, doesn't get any hyperspace cards, and then all the people around you get the 4 hyperspace card packs from the store. So getting a box can just kind of help even out at least your hyperspace pulls, and it should even out your legendary pulls. It looks like we did end up with just 4 legendaries in this box, but oh my goodness, if you're going to get just 4, that's not bad. Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, hyperspace, and a command. A very nice suite of legendary cards to get from 1 box. So let's go ahead, we're going to count up the rest of the hyperspace cards, and from there we'll start looking at opening a second box to see how we can compare between the 2 of them. Very, very nice here, I believe, on our hyperspace cards. As you see here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in our leader slot with 9. We're up to 9, so another 5 in bases. And then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 common hyperspace cards. That puts us at 17, followed by 2 uncommon. Look at that. Look how rare an uncommon hyperspace card is in a box. Only 2 of them. And then 1 rare. Only 1 there with K2SO. And of course we got Darth Vader. And then we had a total of 4 hyperspace foils and 2 commons and 2 uncommons. So we didn't find any rare or legendary ones. And those ones are about 1 in every 50 packs. And I believe the legendary ones are going to be closer to 1 in 200. So overall, we got 21 of the regular hyperspace cards with 4 foils in our first box today. So let's try box number 2. Let's see if we can get one that is as good as that first one. No, we didn't hit any showcase cards or anything like that, but again, Boba Fett with Darth Vader and Luke, it does not get much better than that. And as I'm getting this box ready here, one other thing I'd like to point out, again, if you've played a lot of TCGs, you probably know this pretty well, but if you're kind of newer to the TCG realm, you're going to see there's going to be a lot of excitement from people talking about how much a card should be worth just based on how rare it is. And there is some truth to that, right? Cards that are rarer are generally more valuable if there's a good demand for it. But within a set of a TCG, there is a limit. There's a limit to how much value can be within the packs, right? Kind of based on how much the packs cost. And so just because something is super rare does not mean that it will be super valuable. It needs to be super rare and super desirable. And it's not just that, it also then comes in the context of our first hyperspace there, right? No, it comes in the context of how many other cards are super rare and super valuable within a set, and then how many boxes are available for people to get. So you're going to find that there will be a lot of cards that are very difficult to get. You just saw how hard it was to open hyperspace cards, even the rare ones. But there is a limit to how expensive they can get. So don't get too caught up in, ooh, every single hyperspace card is going to be super valuable because it's super rare, and the foils even more. Yeah, they are going to hold some value. Check this out. But they're not all going to be going to the moon like this Avenger foil is. Very cool. Always nice to see a legendary foil. We didn't hit any legendary foils in our first box, so we're doing pretty well already here on box 2. Grabbing one of those. But even for those, again, just because legendary foils are rare, the legendary itself has to be one that is played quite a bit. And if it's not, you know, even those, they can come down a long, long ways. If you don't believe me, you can check out some other games out there. Go to Magic, look at mythics. Not every mythic is going to be valuable, even if it's rare. You can go to some of the very, very rare versions of the mythics as well. Or Flesh and Blood, you can check out legendaries from different sets, which are rarer than the legendaries in this set, in this game. And you know, just because a card is rare does not mean it will be big money. So just keep that in mind if that is something you are thinking about. So enough of all that talk. Let's check this out. I had no choice. Again here, this rare is taking the spot of the uncommon in the pack. Fun little trick there with Lando and the hyperspace. Very, very nice. So we did get a rare hyperspace, and here's one of the better rares as well. Fett's Fire Spray. Nice to see. It will be fun to see how valuable some of the rares can be in this game. I can imagine there being a couple that hold a little bit of value, but they shouldn't be anything quite like their legendary friends. Command Center, another nice hyperspace. So we're moving along pretty well on hyperspace ones, and we're doing okay on legendaries. We're not very far into this. Wedge Antilles, what a cool guy. What a cool guy. I love the orange with the green, the coloring on it. The more I look at these cards, the more I'm liking the art, especially in the uncommon and rare and legendary slots. There's some really fun things in this game. Some very beautiful pieces. Now again, I'm going a little bit quicker through the cards here because there's so many, and we could be looking at these forever. Look at that attack pod. Very nice. We got, ooh, another double hyperspace pack with Bib Fortuna. He's not quite as exciting to me, but Super Laser Blast. Now that's a legendary that you want to get. Defeat all units. Very fun for control. It's very expensive, but that's a very powerful ability to be able to clear off the entire board of characters. So that is not one to sleep on. That's one that will potentially be pretty nice going forward. If we can get some nice control decks going on with Director Krennic, why not? He'll keep that restoration going on your base so that you can play your blast. Very cool card. Ooh, another Assault AT-AT, Devotion, and Red 3. Everybody loves an X-Wing, right? With a little bouncer. I don't know about him. We're going to pick up the speed a little bit here. I want to get through this full box and not keep you waiting too long. Again, I do suggest watch some other box breaks. Get some perspective on what you can get in boxes as you're trying to decide whether or not to pick one up. That's our second Lando of the day. These foils are very nice. My perspective is if you like card games and you like Star Wars and you're looking to play, again, you can have a lot of fun with a box. You are not going to go wrong buying a box and playing with it. But if you're thinking about the value, the monetary value, I should say, again, check out some more videos. Take a look through it. See if you want to get your Admiral Akbars or not. See if you feel like, you know, I'm okay with getting those worse boxes. Of course, everybody's okay with getting the big, amazing boxes. I don't think anybody, at least at this point, would be disappointed with that first box I opened. Seasoned Stormtrooper. Very nice hyperspace on that one. But again, pay attention to those boxes that just are not quite there. The regional governor's thinking about it, and so you should too. Just keep that in mind prior to making your purchase. But I've had a good time with this. I've had fun playing. I've had a lot of fun opening the packs as well. I was a little bit nervous at first, but ooh, look at that one. You know, the more that I'm opening here and the more that I'm taking some time to play with the game, it's fun. It is a really fun game. It seems like the kind of game too where if we can get a lot more people to just try it out and check it out, like this game could have some really nice legs, I think, in the long term. And I know a lot of us are just hoping. We're hoping for a Star Wars TCG that can land, hit the ground running, and continue for a long time. We got another Leia. That's our second one in the showcase we've gotten today. There's so many of us who would love to just have a Star Wars TCG that just rocks, that you could keep playing for a long, long time. Cool wolf here. And this could be it. This could be one of them. So if you haven't played it yet and you're still thinking about it, I suggest trying it. even if you're one of those people who initially, like me, was very, very hesitant because of the art, it looks so much better in person when you're holding the cards. Even when you see it in a video, I think it looks better than when you're just looking at the images from their website. Home 1. Boom, legendary number 3 of the box, followed by a beautiful Bosk. Look at that hyperspace variant foil. Very cool looking Bosk. If you do decide that you like these cards, that you want to try opening a box, I do have some available over at my website, mastersetmadness.com. You can either get a box where I'll just ship it to you, a box or case, or if you prefer and you want me to do a live stream opening for you, I can do that as well. I did one of those the other day and that was fun. It's a lot of fun. So I do have those available along with some starter decks, and I should have a couple of plate mats and deck pods left, as long as they came in lawful insurgent. A nice one. Those hyperspace ones, every time you see one, every time you see one, it's fun because they are very cool. The collectability of this is high. It's high. Emperor Palpatine coming in, showcase. I'm feeling like I'm getting a lot of showcase leaders though. Those that they're just, sorry, showcase, hyperspace. We are not getting a lot of showcase leaders, though we did find one. We did find one, which was very nice. But these hyperspace ones, they feel relatively common to get. So they shouldn't be too expensive. Same with the bases. They should not be too expensive for people who want to pick up one of those. Now foils, that's a whole nother story, right? Foils are still very, very difficult to find. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how the pricing lays out in this game. And Palpatine's back again. A lot of that's going to depend on how many people decide to hop on in and how big competitive play can be here. Cannon Jarrus, Gideon Hask with a Jabba the Hutt. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Rare hyperspace. Again, the rare hyperspace foils, about 1 in 50 packs. Very, very rare. Not common at all. Rare in every sense of the word. And it looks like we have actually another hyperspace foil. So 2 back to back. So again, a lot of your packs, look at that infiltrator skill. Gosh, it's gorgeous. Like they're going to be randomized. The variance is going to be all over the place. Cool Death Trooper. Oh man, those ones are very cool. Very cool if you're looking to collect a set on these. Though I would say, again, probably don't try and open boxes to get it. That's something wild that I do only for Flesh and Blood at the moment. Try and open every single card. It's wild, but I have done it. I've made it happen. It's possible. Oh my goodness, Fett's Fire Spray. There's a foil. There is a rare foil. That's what we're talking about. 3 more packs. I would guess that most of those, if you're going to try and collect a set of those hyperspace ones, just wait a little bit. They're going to come down in price. They will come down in price. Don't pay all those pre-release prices. Electro Staff, Partisan Insurgent. 2 more packs. Kind of compare it to the first box here. I'm not going to run a price, you know, how much each one of these is worth, because by the time that I actually upload this video, the price will be different, Academy Training, because here on release weekend, the prices are going to move all over the place. There we go, Aggression. We did hit our 4th legendary in an Inferno 4. Very cool foil there, but only 3 non-foils. So does that mean we have a potential here in this last box? I'm not sure. Anyways, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you enjoy content like this and you want to see me do more Star Wars stuff, punch that like, subscribe buttons down below. That will help me know that you enjoy this content, and if you want me to do more Star Wars, it really does help me inform what I create for videos in the future. Redemption, Cloud City Wingguard, not quite the last guy that we're hoping for, but we got up to 4 legendaries, and that's what we were hoping for. That foil allowed us to get there. Not the best 4 legendaries. If you compare this to that first box, not as good on the quality of legendaries. Avengers pretty good though. I mean, Super Laser Blast, they're all good. They're all really good. And you'll find too, because there's only 1 set, all the legendaries are going to feel pretty good. The farther we get into more sets, then it's going to be harder for them all to have that same power. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 non-foil hyperspace cards. No legendary ones this time. Only one was a rare, and 3 were uncommons. I believe that's what we had in that first box as well. And then we have here, check it out, this time we got 5 foil hyperspace ones. We had 1 rare with 1 uncommon and 3 commons. So again, very, very difficult to get these within a box if that's what you're hunting for. Anyways, I hope this is helpful for you in deciding whether or not you should get a box. Of course, I only opened 2 here, a very small sample size. Come back, watch some other box openings here on the channel. Enjoy Star Wars Unlimited, and we'll see you next time. Peace.